Hello everybody, and welcome to today's video. Really wanted to talk about the equinox for a little bit because I feel like it's a really important day, and there are so many videos out there telling you about the energies of these days, but very few of them actually mention how we can use that day to transform some of our ancestry karmic messages. And so I just wanted to touch up a little bit on that. As you may see, I am quite connected to my ancestry. I know that they're always walking proudly with me and behind me, and so I'm going to choose my words very carefully today to make sure that my messages are those of heightened and elevated meanings. I'm just going to grab my notes. So what is the equinox? The equinox is actually a day when nighttime and daytime are more or less in an equal balance, and each of them lasts about 12 hours. What that is a great show of nature balancing its energies. It's a great way of nature showing us that there are some days where we are equal, that there is balance that can be achieved, that there are certain portals where we can bringing those dark energies and bringing those light energies and just seeing how they can level up. What I would recommend you do on this day is get in touch with some of the traditions that were brought into your family and some of the traditions that the earth is actually going through by itself. So what is the fall equinox? The fall equinox is basically the day after the harvest season. So summer has gone by, we've planted some crops, we watched them grow, we watered them, we given love to the earth, and now the earth is giving us love back by producing these beautiful fruits and vegetables and herbs that we can later on consume. At least in the agricultural sense, this is what's going on. What we have seen throughout our history is a lot of cultures use this day to celebrate that. To celebrate the fact that by planting something and watching it grow, we get to feed on that. We get to harvest something. We get to create something new. We get to feed our bodies. In various cultures, there are various ways of showing this, but the things that I have seen the most are basically people showing what they have gathered. In American culture we have Thanksgiving, and I know that there's a lot of contradictory thoughts about Thanksgiving, but what does it mean? It's you having all your crops, looking at them and feeling grateful for everything you have done. In other cultures there would be celebrations where you would, other similar celebrations where you would create certain foods and eat certain foods and just feel pleasure, feel celebratory moments, feel those vibrations of, oh my god, I've actually done something and now it's showing up and now I get to consume it and move on to the next cycle. Acknowledge your personal cycle. Acknowledge your personal cycle, because I know that a lot of us actually write goals during the New Year's, and these are the goals that we are hoping to achieve throughout the year. Now the summer equinox is actually a day when 3/4 of that year are gone. So this is a great time to pull out some of those goals and see, like, okay, where was I? Where was I at the start of the year? Where was I in the summer? What are some of the things that I have done? What are some of the things that I'm still working on? Be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself, because there is still a lot of sunlight energy. There is still a lot of that heightened vibrations. There's still a lot of heat. Use that. Use that to feel grateful for yourself. Use that to feel proud of what you are doing. Tick up those goals. Tick them off. I have a list of 21 things to do before 21. One of those before 22. One of those things was to go traveling. And I have done that. I went to Amsterdam. I spent 4 months there. I worked a lot on myself and learned a lot about myself. Some of the other things that I wanted to do is become a little bit more witchy. Because that's also something that I feel like has been quite depressed, quite suppressed in our cultures. This connection with the divine, this connection with spirituality, this understanding that this is my view on it. I feel like there are certain things in life that are just so simple, and yet because of certain fears we would push them down. These are what I personally call my shadow treasures. What I am doing now is I'm bringing up those shadow treasures, things like creativity, which is not really valued in our world because we are so many of us are made believe that you have to hustle and work and like do an office job and these kinds of things. So creativity is something that I really wanted to bring up. Working with earth, working with soil and crystals, learning how to make my own. So I have a little basil plant, and I tried growing some other things, which also connect me better with the earth. A lot of misconceptions about certain privileges and certain rituals are now being dropped and being seen as anybody can do this. This is okay. This is not witchcraft. This is not dark magic. This is nothing to be afraid of or to feel fear for. This is something that we can all do to get connected to the life that we're actually living. Because think about it. Yes, we live in a spiritual, more or less world. Yes, we have technology and we have different facilities that help us live a more comfortable life. Things that are more technological. But we are still living on soil. We are still living in this creation of a planet that allows us to do whatever we want. And I think that by connecting with the energies, by connecting with the earth and everything it gives us, it brings our life to a sort of balance where we're no longer rushing. We're no longer thinking that we have, oh my god, so many things to do. It's more like, okay, we have some things to do. Let's view the cycle of the earth. Let's view the cycle of the moon. Let's view our zodiacs and the stars and how these things actually affect us. And I think by introducing these practices into your day-to-day life, you just become more aware of yourself, you become more aware of the world, you become more aware of the cycles that we all go through, and you achieve this sort of balance. This balance that I feel like is very important and very needed in our today's society, because I see so many people just running and running and running without taking the time to just appreciate what they have already built, without taking the time to smile, without taking the time to celebrate. So on this equinox, I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to get in touch with yourself, get in touch with the season changes, and do something to honor that. Like I said, one of those things can be cooking something. So just get some fresh fruits, get some fresh herbs, make a meal. Make a meal and feed yourself, nourish yourself. Be proud of what you have done. Be proud of the fact that humanity has come to a level of living where we no longer all need to participate in the agricultural aspect, where we can just go out and purchase something but still give thanks to the earth, even though we were not the ones to actually produce the plant. Another thing you can do to honor this change of season is to prepare yourself for the winter in your home, in your domestic self. So that could be something like changing out your bed sheets. Maybe you have some sets for the summer that are more light. Maybe you have some sets for the winter that can actually handle duvet covers and things like that. Do that. Bring out all those winter things. Get yourself ready. Get yourself into a transitioning mode. Get yourself, don't just live your life as a single linear basis. Accept this shift of change because it will help you. It will make things a lot easier. If you're living in a country where with the change of seasons, you also have a change of clothing, the equinox is a great time to look at your summer clothes. Before you put them away and bring out the winter clothes, just look through them. Look through your summer clothes and see maybe there are some things that you want to get rid of so that you can buy some new stuff on sales or when the summer comes again. Maybe there are some things that you want to donate. Maybe there are some things that you're like, I really like this piece of clothing and I'm going to make this my freakum dress, as Beyonce once sang, and I'm going to keep it in my wardrobe and I'm going to find a way of incorporating that summer energy into my autumn and winter life. Another great thing you can do is remember your summer memories. Remember your summer memories and like write them down. What are some of the new things that you have done that you've really, really enjoyed? Like I said, I went traveling, and for me that was like an amazing experience. So now I am really bringing that into myself. I'm looking over, like I have some new crystals, and I have some things that I have created myself. I have some new routines, I have some new plans and goals that I have learned that I would like to achieve during the summer, and I am now bringing them into my everyday life. Things like drinking a glass of water, yoga, meditation, and I'm kind of carrying them through to the winter season, because even though it's important to separate the seasons, and even though it's important to transition through them smoothly, I feel like it's also important to acknowledge what you have already done. When I go online and I see all these videos, I see that a lot of the times we are sharing the same message over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. This is why so many YouTubers are creating, and Instagrammers are creating similar content. There are synchronicities between our content. Why? Because we keep learning things, but we don't actually give them enough value to carry them through. We're not, let's say you saw a quote and you read a quote and you're like, oh yes, I'm gonna apply that to my life. Are you actually applying that to your life? Or are you just hoping to? Are there things that you feel like you could be doing but you're not because you're just afraid? These are all energies that are going to slam up at you on Monday. These are all energies that are going to be like, let's look at that. Let's look at where you've been and where you're going, and take a moment. Take a pause. Like, think about it. Grow your awareness. That's what I wanted to come to. Grow your awareness and become clear on what you're growing. If you watch those YouTube videos, if you've learned something, if you read something, if you started new habits, like, say thank you to yourself for that. Say thank you to yourself for learning those things. Say thank you to yourself for becoming this better person that you are becoming, and carry that through. Carry that proudly. I've noticed a lot of the times that when I am sitting, or when I'm talking to somebody, or when I'm just randomly doing an activity, my head was like this. And I was like, why are you always looking at the floor, woman? Why are you always looking at the floor? So now I am learning to heighten myself, to feel more worthy of the words I'm speaking, to feel more worthy of the words that are spoken to me. And that has honestly shifted my perspective in so many ways, because it gave me a realization that I am the one who is making myself feel unworthy by not lifting my head up and being on this respectful, I'm able to understand what you are saying level. So this is what I'm telling everybody to do. Bring yourself up. Bring yourself up and feel value, feel worthiness. Feel the love that you have for yourself, and the love that other people are sharing with you, and the love that you are sharing with other people. Share that love with the earth. What are you doing? What are you doing that you are proud of? Share that. Make it an Instagram post. Make it a Facebook post. Don't think that just because there are some people who are a little bit petty, who keep just posting random things and for validation, even though there are people like that online, don't let yourself feel like you're one of them. Don't let that imposter syndrome or that lower frequency whatever be part of your experience. I read a beautiful quote, I heard a beautiful quote. It said, if you have something to say, there's probably something who needs to hear it. And this is also another reason why I feel more secure in making these videos, because I feel like the energy that I have is very grounded. I am, like I said in the beginning of this video, I am very in touch with my ancestral karmic connections. I'm going through a lot of the processes that they were going through, and I have a little bit of knowledge about their fears and their anxieties and some of the things that are holding them back. And I'm now learning that those fears are not our own. Those are the fears that we no longer have to handle. Those are the fears that we have to basically not pay attention to and just go through them with courage. Be like, yes, I am afraid, I have fear, but I also have courage. Again, this is this balancing shift of the equinox, that where we can really get in touch with this balance. I am not fearful, I am courageous. I am not fearful, I am courageous. And once you accept that, once you let go of that, once you let the people around you know that you are okay, you are on your own level, you are going through your own process, you are trusting your own process, other people will start trusting your process. Other people will start to come to you to see how you are doing, to make themselves feel better. This is also a great way of connecting with others, but just don't let yourself fall down to their level. This is my only concern, is sometimes I'll go to people who are feeling a little bit not okay, and I'll be like, oh, maybe I should not be this great amazing person, and maybe I should let my light shine a little dimmer, so that they don't feel so, oh, I should be doing more. But again, that's not true. If you're not here to inspire yourself, if you're not here to inspire other people, we will always keep being on this one level. So use this energy, use this equinox, let people know you are shining, let people know what you can do, whether it's cooking, whether it's reorganizing your home, whether it's checking out those things of your list of goals. Do it, share it, love yourself for it. What else? Some of the other things that I have thought of. For those of us who are connected to our ancestry, I know that during this time is when they would prepare certain things from the fresh fruits to last them through the winter. So whether it's salting things, drying your own herbs, reorganizing again your home and space to keep out the cold and to keep the heat in, do those things. Do those things because they will really, really help you feel the connection and the love of your ancestry, feel their warmth, but also will let them know that we don't necessarily have to keep doing those things. We have to move away from this scarcity mindset of we don't have enough, of we have to protect ourselves, we have to survive. Do it with the intent that look at how much I have already done and look at how much more I can do with it. If it's herbs, like, yes, I could go out to the supermarket and I could buy myself a little thing of herbs. Or I could go out and buy some fresh herbs that I will continually use in my continually use in my cooking, and I can dry those herbs as a way of honoring the knowledge that our ancestors have, that this is actually something that you can do. You don't have to go to a specific person to do it. But it also is a way of saying, I did not grow this myself, but here are these herbs that I can transform into something else, because now everybody can do whatever they want. If you love growing your own herbs and you grew your own herbs in your own garden or in a little pot plant, then that's amazing. That's your connection. But there's also other things that we can do to bring in those ancestral vibes. Maybe you have some sweaters that your great-grandma passed on to you, or maybe you have some items that were in your family for a long time. Bring out those items. Bring out those items and connect with them. Connect with them and cherish them to kind of, again, bring this whole thing to balance. Give a call to your family. Give a call to your loved ones. Invite somebody over for dinner. All great ways of keeping yourself in a celebratory mode, keeping yourself on a higher frequency, on a high vibration, and just enjoying your time rather than feeling those darker energies and feeling those energies of, ooh, I still have things to work through, ooh, I still have fears holding me down, ooh, I still have some things that I'm afraid of doing. Like, no. Yes, those fears are there. Yes, I feel them coming up, but I'm not letting them hinder me. I'm not letting them bring me down. I'm feeling them rise up. I'm appreciating that they are rising up. I'm turning them to wisdom, and I'm letting them elevate into my light. I'm letting them elevate into my experience. I'm letting them help me create something new that is just more pleasant. Create more pleasantness around you, and you will see the world around you becoming more pleasant. I feel like that's the biggest message that I have. if you are into astrology or if you are into some rituals, do it. Just do it. Read that post, do that ritual, connect with something, feel the energies, feel the vibrations. Don't be afraid. Don't be resistant. Just let it be. Let it all flow to you, and have a beautiful, beautiful fall equinox. I think that's about it for today. I believe I have shared everything that I wanted to share with you. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful day, and I shall see you all in my next video. Bye.